So many people think that in order to build strength, you need to train till failure. And while that is one way to build strength, it is not necessarily the only way, especially when we're talking in regards to calisthenics. Now, there is a method that many calisthenic athletes, myself included, have used in order to better and more effectively train ourselves. And when you learn about this method, it may just change the way you train yourself as well. So this method is known as Grease the Groove, and in today's video I'm going to go over what Grease the Groove is, how you can use it, and how it will lead to you training just better, more smarter and effectively in your everyday training. So most people think that building strength is just muscle fatigue, so training hard, recovering well and repeating indefinitely. And again, while that is one way to build strength, strength is not just about having bigger muscles, being able to move more weight. Strength also comes down to actually teaching your muscles and body how to more effectively use themselves in regards to whatever movement or exercise it is that you are doing. So in regards to everything I've been saying, that is where Grease the Groove comes into effect. Instead of exhausting your muscles, you will instead have a movement that you will train frequently throughout the day using a low rep count and perfect form, or as ideal form as can be. You're not just building muscle, you're programming your nervous system to fire up more effectively for that movement. Essentially, the more you do the movement, theoretically, the better the movement should become and the more natural the movement should be for the body. As an example, think of it as learning the guitar. You don't just play the hardest string on repeat until your fingers give out. You start slow, repeat often, and get better over time with frequent little sessions, right, of 10-15 minutes throughout the day. Strength isn't just about becoming bigger or being able to lift a slightly bigger weight. In regards to calisthenics, strength comes from increasing that nervous system. When you're training either a basic skill or an advanced skill, the more you do it, the more your body will become better at being able to fire up those systems and do the movement more effectively at random. Another example is it works just like how babies learn to walk. At first, every step is unstable, awkward, wobbly, but the more they practice, the more efficient their nervous system gets, and soon walking becomes effortless, no conscious thought required at all. Right, that's what we want to do with the skills or the basic movements. We want to train them so much, frequently in small amounts throughout the day, that they just become effortless. We don't have to necessarily think about all the Q-tips, it's just we get down and do it. Grease the Groove essentially applies the same principle to strength training. Instead of forcing your muscles to exhaustion, you're reinforcing high quality reps so that your body gets better and better at the movement, and over time it feels more easy, controlled, and almost like second-hand nature, just like walking does. Here's how you can apply it right now, for instance. Pick one movement you want to improve, whether that be a pull-up or a push-up, handstand push-up, even the handstand balance itself. Whatever movement it is, ideally pick one just to focus on. Perform a sub-maximal set, so that'll be around 40 to 50% of your max reps. So let's say, for instance, at max you can do 10 push-ups. When you're doing a Grease the Groove set, you would only do around 3, 4, 5 push-ups at most. The idea is you do this multiple times throughout a day, purposefully never training till failure. The goal is perfect reps, not exhaustion. Space the sets out throughout the day, right? Maybe do some in the morning, some in the afternoon, some in the evening, but you don't want to be doing them straight one after the other, as that is getting closer to actual training and therefore that exhaustion. Stay consistent, do this for 2 to 4 weeks, and you will, without a doubt, notice a noticeable improvement in your ability to bash out whatever movement it is that you've picked just more effectively, especially in those initial few reps. Using this, you'll be able to feel stronger, more confident, and more controlled in whichever movement you've picked without a huge amount of burnout. The beauty and one of the best parts about Grease the Groove is its just readiness, its availability to be done wherever and whenever, and that really allows you to slot it into your everyday life very effectively. Let's say, for instance, you are waiting for some food to be made, right? It's in the oven, it's got a 2-minute timer. What you can do is, let's say our movement is push-ups, our submaximal set is around 4 to 5 reps. In that 2 minutes, bang out 4 to 5 reps of push-ups, go back to waiting, making the food, whatever it may be, and we just do instances like that throughout the day. So when we're waiting for a friend, when we're waiting for public transport, whatever it may be, just infrequently throughout the day, not too close together, that is the key. So another way you can also do this, and is one method that I in particular very often used, was for pull-ups. So anytime I would walk past a pull-up bar or a tree, a door frame, just a random bar, whatever it may be, I would just do 1 or 2 reps of pull-ups, and then I'd continue on with whatever I was doing. You can use Grease the Groove effectively to build strength by just making it a part of the environment you're in, as I did with the trees. Every time you walk past a pull-up bar or a tree, do a single pull-up. Before sitting down to eat or work, bang out a few reps of some push-ups. While waiting for the kettle to boil, you could hold a handstand against the wall. So another method you can do that I personally did was have a pull-up bar and attach it to one of the doors in your home. Every time you go through that door, just do a rep or 2, and it's really as simple as that. Over time, these small increments throughout the day, they will add up, and it will lead to some serious strength gains. So you can also use Grease the Groove to effectively learn most of the advanced skills. While it can be great for beginners to learn those basic foundation movements, your push-ups, your dips, your pull-ups, rows, squats, it's also really effective when it comes to learning the advanced skills, specifically ones like the handstand, where the balance aspect of the handstand just requires a lot of practice of being upside down. Again, Grease the Groove. Just throughout the day, against a wall, just go upside down. Train the handstand for a little bit. Again, we're not going till failure, where you're literally toppling over. You're just holding it 10, 15 seconds, back down. Nice and simple. So just like with learning some of the basic movements like the pull-ups or the push-ups, the advanced skills are built through consistent repetition with great form and technique. Instead of spending one super long, exhausting session working on handstands, you could instead practice brief, frequent holds throughout the day. So a way to use this is to think of it like a drill. Every time you pass a wall or a railing, kick up into a short handstand, hold the position for just a few seconds, and then come back down before you fatigue. Over time, your body will adapt to this. It will build more control in the handstand or whatever skill you have chosen, and that will therefore start to make the skill feel more effortless in the future. Now, this method can work for any skill, not just the handstand. It can work very effectively for things like front lever progressions, planche holds, even explosive power, right? Just doing a few explosive reps throughout the day, which can help lead towards the muscle up. The key is just perfect reps, spaced out frequently instead of cramming it all under one single training session. As a key tip, just focus on practicing in small doses throughout the day, and these skills will come faster, feel stronger, and last longer, more so than traditional training methods, especially in regards to calisthenics. So some easy mistakes that can be made and some things to look out for when using this method are doing too many reps. The whole point is it should feel fairly easy. Again, we're not going to exhaustion, we're just looking for that 30 to 40% of your max reps. Another common mistake is not resting enough between the sets that you do. Again, this isn't meant to be a normal training session, this is just meant to be frequent but spaced out sets throughout the day, right? You really don't want to be doing more than one every 15 minutes, at least. Finally, another common mistake is just doing too much overall. If you are a complete beginner, Grease the Groove can still be taxing, especially if you are doing those more intense workouts alongside it. So just think about what you're doing. If your body does need rest, don't be stupid, take rest. This is just a method you can use and think about in order to implement on days where you can. Right? If you're a beginner, if you're even implementing this method just once or twice a day, that would still be big progress, right? You don't need to do it 20 times a day. If you work to avoid these mistakes, you will see real strength gains without unnecessary fatigue. Now, if you're serious about actually building strength and getting into calisthenics while unlocking the amazingly gravity-defying feats, I have built a calisthenics beginner blueprint. Now, this program is perfect for beginners who are looking to get into calisthenics, whether you have only just learned what calisthenics is, or you've known what it is for a while but don't really know where to start or how to get into it. This blueprint will walk you through step by step and will help make your progress a lot smarter, effective, and just quicker overall. If you're actually serious about starting calisthenics and reaching those goals you have, then either click that link in the description or head on over to nathanthomaspt.com. Grab your version of the program today. It has everything in it that you need to start the best way you can. Most importantly, stay consistent, train smart, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.